Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, air, restoration, and flood services for over 45 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marcos Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.
Human rights advocates rallied in San Diego today. They're urging lawmakers to reject proposed state cuts to health care benefits. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Carroll in for Maya Trabulsi. KPBS reporter Tammy Murga says the cuts could leave 210,000 San Diegans without health care.
The San Diego rally took place outside State Senator Akilah Weber Pearson's office. It's part of a statewide effort to prevent cuts to healthcare coverage for low-income Californians, known as Medi-Cal. Nicole Lilly says if the state budget cuts are adopted, the impact will be felt by more than the people losing their healthcare.
Youth, children, watch as parents and grandparents and siblings suffer without life-saving medicine and treatment. They go hungry as premiums and cost of care drain their families' resources.
The governor's proposed budget would exclude undocumented immigrants from most healthcare services. It would also make it harder for low-income seniors to qualify.
But seniors and the disabled on a fixed income, if we have $2,000 that we're trying to save, for example, to fix a leak in our roof or pay a repair on a car, and then we suddenly are not eligible for health care or don't get health care, that winds up affecting every other part of our life.
Governor Gavin Newsom says the state is forced to cut costly services because of a looming multi-billion-dollar deficit.
I'm just trying to find some balance here. I don't want to put it on the back of, there's some other cuts and other programs that I don't want to do either.
Weber Pearson's office did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Lawmakers have until June 15 to agree on a budget and begin final negotiations with the governor. The new fiscal year begins July 1st. Tammy Murga, KPBS News.
It's a busy week in the nation's capital. The Senate is trying to fund President Trump's immigration enforcement agencies through the end of his term. They're using the reconciliation process to get it done. That means only a simple majority is needed, not the usual 60 Senate votes. But doing so is a long process and involves a marathon voting session on amendments. Republicans expect to wrap up the process by the end of the week. The bill calls for $72 billion for agencies like Customs and Border Protection. Last year, immigration lawyers started filing habeas corpus petitions to prevent the Trump administration from detaining their clients indefinitely. Now, KPBS border reporter Gustavo Solis says they have a new fight on their hands.
The Trump administration is making it increasingly harder for people to get out of immigration detention centers, even if they have no serious criminal record. Immigration lawyers have fought back with habeas corpus petitions, but lawyers are now saying that the administration is using a new tactic, setting ridiculously high bond amounts or denying bond altogether on questionable grounds. I'm Gustavo Solis, and this is the Border Brief. I first told you about habeas petitions back in November of last year. A writ of habeas corpus is a centuries-old legal remedy meant to protect people from being illegally imprisoned by the federal government. And these used to be extremely rare in the immigration system. That's because immigration courts are totally separate from federal courts, and immigrants generally have access to bond, parole, and release hearings within the immigration court system. So it didn't really make sense for someone to file a writ of habeas corpus in federal courts to get out of immigration. But the Trump administration has removed access to those hearings within the immigration court system, which means that immigrants are now being detained indefinitely for months without having even a formal bond hearing to see if they can get released. And that's when lawyers started filing habeas petitions in federal courts all over the country. Now, when I first wrote about this last November, lawyers had filed a little more than 3,000 petitions. Now, they have filed more than 50,000. And this was working. By and large, federal judges granted habeas petitions, ordering immigration judges to hold the bond hearings or outright release the detainees. Megan Day is an attorney with the Immigrant Defenders Law Center.
The vast majority of our habeas petitions have been successful. I think in our office we've had about above 90% success rate. The federal judges are seeing pretty much across the board that the government is violating the law, and even the government attorneys are conceding to a lot of our arguments.
But something's changed over the last few months. Federal courts are still ordering immigration judges to hold bond hearings, but defense lawyers are now saying that those bond hearings are questionable. For example, people with no criminal records are getting unusually high bonds of $50,000. That's what happened to one of Stacy Tolchin's clients. She's a lawyer based in Pasadena.
And in immigration, you have to pay the full bond. You don't pay 10%. You pay the full bond. People don't have $50,000 to pay for somebody that's lived in the U.S. for over 25 years with a family who's eligible for relief.
Stacy has practiced immigration law since 2001. She has seen high bond amounts before, but only in the most extreme circumstances.
I had a $50,000 bond when there was an Interpol red warrant for a foreign arrest for murder. That was a $50,000 bond case. So that tells you where we are now.
Another lawyer, Cassandra Lopez from the immigrant advocacy group Al Otro Lado, told me one of her hearings lasted less than 10 minutes. It came down to whether her client was a flight risk. Now, usually in immigration court, the burden of proof is on government lawyers representing ICE. Not in this case.
The immigration judge didn't hold the government to any burden, didn't ask the government really any questions, and really put the burden on the immigrant, the individual, and then denied bond based on risk of flight. And the hearing lasted, it was like a 9-minute hearing, I think, 8 or 9 minutes.
Cassandra says this is an example of a shifting culture within the immigration court system.
We've seen the Trump administration fire immigration judges and then hire deportation judges. You know, that's the language, like we're hiring judges that are just gonna rubber stamp our deportation apparatus.
The Department of Justice agency that oversees immigration courts said the Trump administration is complying with court orders and fully enforcing immigration law. They called the allegations from immigration lawyers baseless attacks. But Stacy Tolchin told me that if this continues, it will undermine the credibility of our entire immigration court system.
We're just really concerned that this really is a sham court at this point, and it's become an agent of the Trump administration.
Thanks for watching another episode of The Border Brief. Please make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on more immigration-related news.
Gustavo Solis covers immigration and border issues for KPBS. You can find all of his work on all of our platforms. That was the latest in his Border Brief series. This week, he also has an update on the city of El Cajon's lawsuit over the state of California's sanctuary laws. City Council member Marty Von Wilpert began her general election campaign for Congress with a news conference outside of the San Diego County Democratic Party headquarters. KPBS Public Matters reporter Jake Gatta says she's already taking the fight to her Republican opponent, County Supervisor Jim Desmond.
Councilmember Von Wilpert is gearing up for a tough campaign against a formidable opponent in Supervisor Desmond. The fight for California's 48th congressional district will be closely watched nationwide, as it's just one of a handful of competitive races that could decide who controls the House of Representatives for the next 2 years. At her press conference on Thursday, Von Wilpert said she's the right person to flip this seat.
Voters are going to have a choice coming up here in November, and it's going to be stark. We can either continue to choose the chaos and the corruption in Washington, D.C., or we can choose a new path forward. I have pledged the entire time I've been on this campaign trail to be the fighter we need in Congress to stand up to Donald Trump.
Supervisor Desmond has President Trump's endorsement, but he's hoping voters will see him as a moderate focused on affordability, and he'll lean on his record at the county and as mayor of San Marcos to win over voters in the general election. Von Wilpert has also been added to the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee's Red to Blue program. The DCCC will provide fundraising and organizational support for the campaign. The 48th was one of 5 districts targeted by Prop 50 last year. The new boundaries gave Democrats an advantage, but this race is expected to come down to the wire this November. Jake Gata, KPBS News.
Many races from Tuesday's primary have been called, but some are still up in the air. The county registrar continues to provide updated results. We have them for you, along with all of our election coverage at the KPBS Voter Hub. Just go to kpbs.org. San Diego City Council members are reviewing the 2027 budget tomorrow. As KPBS Penner Fellow Emmy Burris reports, partially restoring arts and homeless service funding is on the table.
Restoring funding for arts and culture programs would mark at least a partial reversal of the cuts Mayor Todd Gloria recommended last month. The independent budget analyst for the city recommends reallocating up to $6 million in hotel tax funds meant for the convention center. That would free up money for arts and culture grant programs. All 9 council members supported restoring arts funding, including Sean E. Rivera of District 9.
A city without art and culture is a city without a soul, and I don't want San Diego to be that sort of city. And we don't need to be that sort of city.
The mayor's draft budget would reduce beds at the 16th and Newton homeless shelter. But the budget analyst's office says that would cause a system-wide shelter intake freeze and instead recommends a partial restoration. They're also recommending the city restore a program coordinator for the Office of Youth Services. The current draft budget would cut this office entirely. A spokesperson in the mayor's office declined to comment. These recommendations take into account feedback from the public, city staff, and council members. City council members will discuss the recommendations before a final vote on Tuesday. Emmy Burris, KPBS News.
We have a very warm stretch continuing, especially across the interior. It's hot, but at night we do get that relief in the drier climate of the deserts. We'll get down to around 68 in Borrego Springs, 53 at Ramona, 63 in San Diego, and there will be some patchy clouds. The marine layer returns late at night, but the heat is still on in the deserts through Friday. Sizzling temperatures running 5 to 15 degrees above historical averages. Some of you will be at the triple digits far to the east. Details ahead.
We have an update on the fire burning on both sides of the border. CAL FIRE says the Border 6 fire is now 50% contained and all evacuation orders are lifted. Crews say conditions improved overnight, allowing them to continue mop-up operations. The fire started in a remote area near Tecate Peak Monday afternoon and burned more than 2,600 acres. We're 1 week away now from the start of the World Cup. Soccer's biggest tournament will be a cross-border event drawing people from around the world. Valeria Leon is in Mexico City, where improvements are being made to a robust transportation network.
Traffic jams are a part of daily life in Mexico City. Now, with millions of World Cup fans expected to arrive, officials are racing to keep one of the world's busiest capital moving. New bike lanes, improved sidewalks, upgrades to public transport. Among the biggest projects is a new 34-kilometer bike lane that stretches south toward Estadio Ciudad de Mexico, the venue set to host 5 of the 13 matches played in the country. But underground, we found more than a few snags.
This is the new bike lane in Mexico City, but as you can see here, pedestrians and also public transportation crossing through, cyclists are taking risks at these points.
Ana Gonzalez uses this route frequently. To get through, she often has to dodge buses, cars, and people walking across the bike path.
Pedestrians still need to adapt, especially when buses drop off passengers who cross without paying attention. A lot of pedestrians also walk along the bike lane instead of the sidewalk.
Mobility experts say the project is a step forward, but only a first step.
The Tlalpan bike lane is really isolated. We now need to build lanes perpendicular to it.
But the city's mobility plan goes far beyond cycling. Officials say they're also ramping up the city's metro system, which has been plagued in recent years with interruptions of service.
Rain can affect service, so we're increasing the fleet from 28 to 32 trains to reduce wait times, even during the rainy season.
Public transport will be critical to meeting the spike in demand from the World Cup. According to the research group México Como Vamos, the metro already moves around 6 million passengers every day. But its director warns the system is already overwhelmed.
Mexico City sees an enormous number of trips every day. In a city of 9 million people, the demand for transportation is already extremely high.
For Mexico City, the World Cup will be more than a global celebration of soccer. It will be a test of whether millions of people can move effectively through the city and not miss a match.
Valeria Leone reporting. The World Cup is also a San Diego story. Teams from New Zealand and Switzerland are holding base camp in our area. And Snapdragon Stadium will be hosting some warm-up matches this weekend before the tournament begins. We'll have more coverage in the coming days. The date is set for this year's Miramar Air Show. The showcase of military aviation will be held during the weekend of September 25th through the 27th. MCAS Miramar has hosted the event for decades. It was rebranded in recent years as America's Air Show. This year's event will tie in with celebrations of America 250, marking 250 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. A San Marcos artist has designed a coin for the U.S. Mint in honor of America's 250th birthday. KPBS reporter Katie Anastas says the collectible coin celebrates the Declaration of Independence.
The $100 platinum coin features a quill in the foreground. In the background, the sun breaks through the clouds. Christopher Polentz designed it. He says the clouds represent conflict.
The revolution, the storm, the battle, the uncertainty, the discomfort, anything a storm could represent. And then the sun breaking through represents the hope.
Polentz is part of a nationwide pool of artists that works with the U.S. Mint to design coins and medals.
They accepted me, and I was shocked.
Shocked because of the portfolio he submitted in his application. He describes his style as surreal and dark. But as a freelance artist, Polentz knew how to adapt his style to meet a client's needs. 2 years ago, the Mint asked him to come up with a design to celebrate liberty. Polentz wanted to include an eagle, but not like the eagles he'd seen on coins before.
It's aggressive, it's angular, it's kind of threatening, and I wanted a swirling energy motion, and I start with just lines and movement of line, and then I somehow squish an eagle into and make it fit into that.
On the front of the coin is a sunflower and a honeybee. He says it represents the symbiotic relationship between democracy and the American people. Collectibles like the Liberty coin sell out fast.
And I had all my family members online in case I couldn't get one. I'm like, at exactly 10 o'clock, we have to be online, ready to drop our money on this coin because it'll be gone. And the price, as soon as they were sold out, the price went up $1,000 immediately.
Polentz has made 20 designs for the U.S. Mint. 2 others are in the works. Katie Anastas, KPBS News.
Beautiful. Sometimes the hectic pace of life demands that we take a little break. In East County, there is just the place to do it, as Ken Kramer shows us in this story about San Diego.
This place is so gentle on the senses, so peaceful. A windswept grassland filled with the sounds and sweet smells that, depending on where you look, could have been cut and pasted from the Great Plains of America. Let's take a walk through the Ramona Grasslands County Preserve. A vast and panoramic view spread out before us under a smiling sky, it somehow just recharges the soul. It is really a remarkable thing, 3,521 acres of picture postcard beauty. I found myself thinking, really, this is in San Diego County. There are 2 trails connected by a third for walking, cycling, horses, so many different moods depending on the seasons of the year. There are pools formed by the Santa Maria Creek. A serene place of shrubs, oak trees, and grass that is home to 408 different plant species. Out there are 23 different kinds of butterfly, more than 100 types of birds. And whatever I encountered seemed to be at peace. Spring and summer days can be hot. You want to carry water. Make sure somebody's with you or knows where you are. And open your senses to this treasure of open space in the Santa Maria Valley off Highland Valley Road. A walk around the trails of the Ramona Grasslands County Preserve. Something wonderfully calming and yet breathtaking about San Diego.
Who knew? Ken Kramer has a half hour of stories every week about San Diego. You can see them Thursday nights at 8 here on KPBS.
Well, we have some sizzling heat continuing in the deserts. Meanwhile, it's much more comfortable near the coast. Looking at some headlines, a lot of the headlines driven by what's going on inland beyond the typical rhythm of morning clouds, afternoon sun with the marine layer near the coastline. But we're steamy in the deserts. We're also going to get a little windier this weekend in the canyons and the passes as a front drops in through the Great Basin to our north. And there will be some blowing dust at times in the deserts and also in the mountains once that wind picks up this weekend. Just be aware of that. Tonight, 63 degrees, partly cloudy, and the heat is still on across the interior. You can see we're highlighting the Central Valley, the San Joaquin Valley, and then much of the interior from the Mojave Desert all the way down into the deserts of Arizona as well. So a lot of significant heat in the deserts, sizzling there. Much more comfortable along the coastline, and the scattered thunderstorms are restricted to the southern Rockies. So here we are with our Friday forecast. 105 at Borrego Springs, 86 in Ramona, but a delightful 70 for your high in San Diego. Enjoy it. It will get a little breezier into the mountains. We got some showers way up to the north of Redding, up into northern California, and some thunderstorms in the southern Rockies. But as this front draws a little closer, there will be an increase in wind speed for especially the inland areas, and will be a little cooler behind the front, but there will be some relief on the way. So those really hot spots in the deserts, you're going to find some relief. For the coast, temperatures won't really change much. In fact, you actually may get a little warmer as this front draws closer, and we'll be staying in the low to mid 70s. So we're kind of just in a real comfortable posture here for the coastal areas. Morning clouds, afternoon sunshine. Inland areas, here you will find a hint of relief. We're warmest on Friday, and you'll drop down into the mid to upper 70s with a nice stretch. It'll be a little breezy there, but the wind will be a bit more active into the mountains. And here you will find a significant drop in temperature behind the front. Mid 70s Friday, mid 60s, and even low 60s. We'll just call it cool on Monday behind the frontal passage. Just a little bit of a breeze out there. And here in the deserts, this is where you're going to really enjoy the relief, I think. Going from 105 Friday, 102 Saturday, the front swings through at the end of the weekend, and that'll take us down into the upper 90s. And really this time of the year, double digits are a win in the deserts of far southern California. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jeff Cornish for KPBS News.
Here's another look at today's top stories. Human rights advocates are urging lawmakers to reject Governor Newsom's proposed cuts to state-funded health care benefits. The changes would mean fewer services to undocumented immigrants and higher monthly premiums to low-income recipients. Critics of the cuts say 210,000 people in San Diego County could be put at risk for losing coverage. Lawmakers have until June 15th to agree on a budget and begin final negotiations with the governor. The new fiscal year begins July 1st. San Diego City Council member Marty Von Wilpert is looking ahead to the November general election. She spoke this afternoon about advancing in the race for Congress in the 48th district. Her opponent will be another person who is well known in San Diego County, Republican Jim Desmond. He's ending his second term on the County Board of Supervisors. The district is going to be closely watched nationally as an indicator for which party will gain the House majority. Here's a look at what we're working on for tomorrow in the KPBS newsroom. NPR Midday Edition will have a segment with Alzo Slade. He's the new scorekeeper for Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, replacing the wonderful Bill Curtis. And KPBS Roundtable will have more on the World Cup events happening in San Diego. That airs at noon on KPBS FM. You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. I'm John Carroll. Have a great evening.
Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, air, restoration, and flood services for over 45 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marco Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.